So I was hanging out with my good friend Warren Buffett, and we got to talking about money. And he told me he's lived his life by two rules when it comes to money. Rule number one, never lose money. Rule number two, never forget rule number one. I laughed and I said, Warren, it's just not that easy. And he looked me dead in the eye and he said, Ann, do your homework and then come back to me. Whew. I went and did my homework. And all kidding aside, I actually was at a garage sale. I picked up a book and it was on financial literacy. And it occurred to me, nobody's gonna knock on my door and handhold me down the path to success. I was gonna have to figure this out on my own. So I paid the $1 and I started learning about money, asking people about money, but nothing propelled me down the road to that wealth and abundance faster and more powerful than taking a prosperity course. And that's what led me here today in front of you guys. My name is Ann Henning and I am a prosperity coach. Now I've got good news and bad news for you. The bad news is Warren was right. It's not that easy. The good news is it's even easier. You just need to know a few guiding universal principles and ideas and you are on your way to success. And I'm going to show you those today. All right, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that some of you are not friends with Warren Buffett either, but you still might wanna have a lot of money, all right? Maybe a lot of money. So to do this, I first need you to get clear on your why. Why do you wanna be rich, wealthy, successful, or just abundant in health and love? Why do you wanna be that? Okay, is it to get that new fancy Tupperware set? Or maybe party in Las Vegas? No, usually your why makes you cry. So go deep. Is it for freedom to do anything you want? Stability, security, to give back to your community, provide for your loved ones, your children? The number one cause of all stress is related to money. So I can imagine your why is pretty strong. So now that you have that why, you can keep that in your mind. But now we need to rewire your mind. Okay, we're gonna save a little money here because we're not gonna use a brain surgeon. I think we've got this. As long as you can write down this principle, everything is energy. That means money is energy. Yeah, it's not cold hard cash, it's not cash money, it's not an object. Money is energy, okay? Once you start to rewire your brain to what we call a wealth consciousness, you are well on your way to success. I guarantee it. So we're gonna talk about what is a wealth consciousness, what are some beliefs around money that might be hiding out that you can't see because they like to hang out over here. This is called your blind spot. So if you don't even know they're there, if you don't know what they are, you can't change them. Also, we're gonna look at some small action steps you can take that lead to massive change, and who doesn't like massive change? Okay, many people have done these steps before and have been successful. It is like exercising a new muscle, but hey, if what you've done for the last 10, 20, 30, 100 years hasn't been working, let's go ahead and try something new. This is gonna be fun, this is gonna be exciting, and I am passionate about teaching prosperity because of my own experience. I took the prosperity course. 2 months later, I had an extra $50,000. It was like the universe just handed it to me. You know, I just didn't know how to ask. Well, first of all, I didn't even ask for it, right? Before, I didn't know how to communicate with the universe. And I was trying to force the how. The universe wanted to tell me how, and it made it really easy. Talking about experience. Experience really changes your beliefs. Okay, so if my friend Warren said, hey, you know, my friend Bill Gates, I'm like, who's Bill Gates? You know, made $1 million in one day, I'd be like, okay, sure, I believe you, Warren. You know, but it planted a seed. But Warren comes up to me and says, Ann, I made $1 million in one day, look. Oh, now I'm like, ooh, wow, it's possible. So he just he broke that limiting barrier that it's possible. So he took the impossible and made it possible for me. Now, if I make $1 million in one day, I'm I'm 100% a believer. And so that's the power of experience and breaking your beliefs. All right. So let's jump into what a wealth consciousness is. Consciousness is thoughts and being aware of your thoughts. Thoughts are energy. Remember, everything's energy. So if thoughts are energy, what else is energy? That's right, money. Are you connecting the dots now? All right. So keep in mind that wealthy people think different. Like Warren, he has this wealth consciousness. Okay, they took a whole bunch of millionaires back when $1 million was a lot, and they asked them all the same question. Like, what were you gonna do, if you failed? And this was their answer. Silence. Because that thought never crossed their mind. Their why was so big, their passion for success was so big, it took up everything. That's all they could think about. That was their dominating thought. That's why we need to go back to your why. Okay, some people will hit ground zero and they have no place to go but up. Other people are stuck in the rat race and you're giving the universe 6 different directions. It doesn't know where to take you. So you've got to have a big why so that can be your dominating thought, because your mind can only think about one thing at a time. Now you can have multiple thoughts, like if I wanted to go to the ice cream store and I wanted both mint chocolate chip and dark chocolate, I could use the power of and, but I can't have 2 different decisions to make, Oh, should I have ice cream? Oh, it's gonna be so delicious. I just can't wait, it's gonna taste so good. And gosh, should really refrain from those calories. I gotta fit in that bikini, summer's in a couple months. Which is my dominating thought? The one with the more powerful why. So yeah, I had ice cream, okay? Because I can't think about refraining from eating ice cream without thinking about eating ice cream. And so this applies to your thoughts about money as well, all right? It works the same way. So if you said, I want a new phone, but I can't afford it, which of those ideas is gonna win? All right, so your conscious mind is saying, I want a new phone, your subconscious is saying, but you can't afford it. Okay, well, let's go ahead and do positive mantras, and so let's say you did that and you wrote that on your mirror, I have a new phone, I have a new phone, I have a new phone. Well, in your subconscious, it's still saying, I can't afford it. So every time you say, I have a new phone, you're really bringing up the energy of, I can't afford it. So please don't even tell me how many times you did your mirror mantras. I don't want to know. Okay, talking about this subconscious, we have to rewire it. All right, and to do this is where the secret is. So all right, okay, don't tell anybody. We've got to marry the conscious and the subconscious. So if we say something like, I am open to having a new phone, wow, silence, there's no argument. Very powerful, okay? So now I kind of really like you guys are growing on me. So I'm gonna tell you another secret, okay? Spilling all the beans here. There's only 2 ways to change your subconscious, and that is through faith or repetition. So who here is familiar with the phrase, faith can move mountains? Yeah, well, I was a nurse for 16 years, and when people believed they were gonna heal, oh, they healed, and they healed quickly. Now, if they believed what the doctor said, who gave them, you only have 6 months, and they believed that, they went downhill pretty quick. So it's what you believe in. Okay. The importance of this is when you believe something, that means you already have it. There's no doubt in your mind that you have it. So then you eliminate lack, want, need. It's gone. But if you can't believe with every cell in your body, then you need to work on repetition. And so that's where my prosperity course comes in, because you want to be pretty precise about what you repeat. But I'm going to give you a clue. It involves writing, because writing is a real powerful tool for changing and rewiring your subconscious. Okay. Can you think of something that's more important than rewiring your subconscious? Rewiring your language. So this is called conscious language. So my other good friend, Matthew McConaughey, in his book, Green Lads, because that's how he says it, he talks about his mother and how his mother would snap and say, "Watch your mouth," every time he said the C word. Can't. Let's go back to our example. So when you said, "Oh, I really like that new phone, but I can't afford it." Or, "One day I'm going to get it, just right now, I can't afford it." What are you going to get? Can't afford. All right, the power of conscious language. All right. We are done rewiring our brain. We saved a lot of money. Oh gosh, more bad news. Okay, we're hoarders. I know nobody likes to be called a hoarder, but we're kind of a hoarder of old thoughts and belief systems. We just don't clear it out. And we get these from the day we were born and growing up. If you wanted a toy in the store, or maybe you're a teenager and you want that Britney Spears CD, and your mom said, "No, we can't afford it." Power of conscious language, and it's stuck, and it's still with you today in your blind spot. Until, she could have just said, "No, because I'm mom." So we don't realize what we're picking up. So you really have to guard your consciousness, guard your subconsciousness. Okay, so what are some other limiting beliefs you might have? Do you believe that if you are rich, you are selfish? So then if I don't want to be selfish, I'm probably not going to be rich because my subconscious is telling me something else. Do you believe you can be of service and get rewarded handsomely for it? Well, if you don't, then you can be of service, but you're not going to get rewarded handsomely. Do you see how they like to hide out? Or what about if you're wealthy? People are going to come to you and want stuff from you. See how sneaky they can be? And I bet there was more than one. Okay, so imagine you're walking in your house and you have to step around all these things and ideas. It slows you down, or you trip over them, or you just smack into them and it's a wall and it stops you. Okay, that's how powerful they are, and that's why we need to get rid of them so we can have that wealth consciousness. All right, so we talked about a lot of things. We painted, the idea of what a wealth consciousness is. We talked about how to rewire our brain, how to get rid of those limiting beliefs that like to hide out. And then we also talked about some universal principles. And those can be a little intangible because we're talking about that money is energy and the universe has all this magical power. If I was going to have you take away one spiritual universal idea, is that there's a well of abundance out there. Okay, and the universe wants what you want. You just have to show up. It's your divine birthright to be abundant, to have everything you want. You are a gift to this world. So some people are taking a teacup. Other people might be doing pretty well in their business and they take a wheelbarrow. And Jeff Bezos, he's just got his semi-trucks lined up down the street. He's filling up. So last thing you have to do is take action. Little steps can lead to massive change, but you have to take accountability. You have to decide to take some steps to do this. All right, you create your own life. You choose your life. So what are you going to choose? What are you going to create? How big are you going to dream? Now, I personally live by 2 rules. And my 2 rules are, number 1, dream big and have faith. Rule number 2, repeat. So congratulations for taking one step in creating more abundance in your life. Congratulations, and you can do it. I am so excited for you. And if you need any more advice or help, just look me up. My name's Henning, and I am here to help everyone prosper because we all deserve it. Thank you.